Hi everybody, this is Melissa with 3 Christian Leather, and I'm a beginner and I want to explain what all have I gone through as being a beginner. Now I started years ago and I had bought this box of things that you see in front of me, and you can see there is one piece missing. It's a flat one. Can't find it. So it must mean I don't use it that much. So all these pieces came in this box for a certain price. I mean, I don't ever use this, or these are extra needles with it. Needles came with this. I'm not even sure now where they're at. But we have some clippies and some leather little glovies for your thumb and finger to, and then have some tooling. So all of this was a way to start. And you got your punching tools. They're 4mm. It was a great way to get started, but lost. I could not figure it out, so I laid it down. So at the time we were living out of state where we're living now. We're living in Arkansas, and we moved back closer to our family and to be with them. So I'm trying to find a way to help with an income for my husband and I, because I help with the family. So I brought all this back out, and my husband suggested maybe me doing leather. In my back history, I've quilted, I've embroidered, so sewing is sewing to me, but this is different sewing. So all of this, like I said, come in this box, and the punch tools have been very, very helpful. And at first, when I got them, from the videos I watched on YouTube, I had no clue what to do with these things but punch holes and stuff. So in my bad for doing wrong, for not knowing, so I'm going to help anybody that doesn't know, that they think it might be okay. You don't use wood as a back. I even, because I didn't know, and I seen them using these white boards and these different colored things, and I didn't know what they were. I couldn't figure it out. So I thought, well, maybe they're using, well, a cutting board. So I tried cutting boards. That is wrong again. You do not use a cutting board. So that came out of the picture. So the nowadays, after learning more about it, and I watched a whole lot more videos, you need one of these boards. It is easy to punch holes in it, and it protects the end of your punch. Okay, so it helps keeps them from messing up, like from, you know, like using boards because you don't know no better, and that didn't work out well. So this is my first set of stuff. It got me started off again now in the present, about maybe 3 or 4 months ago. So I'm really saying I'm a beginner because I'm just now learning, like back then. So I'm gonna stop the camera, and I'm gonna put some more stuff out here, and we'll continue on. Okay, now I'm back. I started this time going to Hobby Lobby, and I knew they carried some leather, so I bought some scraps. This is just a scrap. Okay, it's a scrap of leather. I have no idea who, the where, the what, but it has been already stamped, and they sewed their remnants, and Hobby Lobby sells them. It's great to learn from, but I can tell you, from my experience using this stuff, trying to make something with it, double-sided tape will not hold it and bound it down to stamp it. It will move. Double stick tape will not help. You're gonna need some form of glue. This is the glue I use. It's a contact cement. You can get it most places. It's not hard to find. But I have made stuff with this. It does okay. I don't know who will buy it, but it's great for learning. It's nothing wrong with trying, and it's not buying the expensive leather, and it's not gonna work. You know, you mess up, you paid less than $5 for this, or around $5 for this, and you got this 3-pound bag, and it's all good. Okay, so when you bring this together sometimes, and even if you use glue or the double stick tape, well, no, it's really glue, you need to be able to clip it down. So these clippies come good after you've glued and hold that down. Now, back years ago, I couldn't figure that out, so my stuff looked really bad. I was like, I'm putting this on the shelf, because number one, the leather was really high at the time, and I think it was back during COVID. So this came in that kit as well. I use it. It's what I have. I try to stay on a budget and see what I can do off that budget, and because I'm just getting started. I can't afford the budget right now to buy all the nice things that the other people on YouTube has accomplished and has bought, and it's a lot better than these things, but these do work, and if you like them, and I like mine, it works just fine. There's a little tool that comes with it. It tightens it loose to get it up in the height or bring it back down, but this you loosen here, and this goes in and out. But I know that a lot of people don't show you anything because they're so advanced that they just, everything's beyond them, because they don't, they're showing you all their new stuff. I will give you in this video some do's and don'ts. Like, when I got these, I thought, because I'd been hammering on wood, that they were, all of a sudden, they were just terribly bad. So I bought some new ones, and I got some 3mm because I wanted some that was smaller off of Amazon, and they're great. These are great too. I didn't mess them up hitting them into wood, but I did, as they call, mushroom them. If you can see that, I have mushroomed them from using only what I had was a hammer. This is a no-no too. Don't use a hammer. If you can help it, please don't use that hammer. I went this time around, I had that last time in Louisiana. This time I went to Harbor Freight and I bought this. I took this end off because I was trying to always use that one. So I took it off, and plus it's really heavy, and I don't like the weight of it, but I like this piece. It's really great to use for leather. It's not too bad, but there's too much impact. So I went to Hobby Lobby, and I don't work for none of these people, and they don't pay me for advertisement. I went to Hobby Lobby, and they have this one, and it is really light. It's really light, but you have to hammer a few more times to get stuff done. But it's supposed to protect from getting this mushroom that I've already done to mine. So this is a little bit better hammer. I guess until you are comfortable with making your stuff and you find customers and they're buying it, then you can upgrade on your equipment to get really nice equipment that, well, just make things a lot easier. But right now, I'm on a budget. This is my budget. I also didn't think this thread was very good. It's really thick. I do not know the size of this thread. It just came in that box, and here's you some thread. It is woven like tiger thread, and I did not know it was woven until what was going on with this until I bought some tiger thread. The tiger thread was really amazing. I like it, and I buy that now. I buy the 06 and the 08. I'm sorry, the 0.6 and the 0.8 in the tiger thread, and I'm looking for it now. But this is woven, and so is tiger thread. But now, when I first started back at the beginning, I was buying this thread from Tandy, and I liked it. It was great. And most people on Amazon, because you can get it off of there and have it shipped to you, it was a little higher. And you don't get very much for it, but it's very reasonable if you can make it to their store to buy this. I really do like it, but it's twisted, run this away, and not braided. Now my tiger thread, found it. This tiger thread that I got off of Amazon, it's weaved, and it comes with these needles. Okay, I was buying needles, and there were like 10 for $1. Well, beware when stuff says 10 for $1. Nothing against the needles. They're really fat, and there's barely a point on them, but I used those needles and I hurt my fingers. It took me hours to get a simple job done because I was having to jam that big needle in these small holes. And then when you come back through, then you gotta fight it again because then there's a knot on the end. Well, this thread is really nice. I like this thread. Here's the one I've already opened. It's a little bit easier. I learned that from using those cheaper needles, those low-end needles, that is not the way to go. My stuff did not look very professional. These needles are these are different ones that came with theirs. These are from John James. I don't work for them either. But these are for this thread. Every package you buy, from what I understand on Amazon, you get 2 needles. So these needles in the store, I'm not sure what these cost, but the needles that I've got at Tandy that were similar to these, and they are amazing. They made this a whole, even someone with this thread, my work looks a lot better by just changing needles. Believe it or not, it just makes the diamond pattern stitching look so much better just by a needle change than by using these really fat needles with a big eye in them. These have teeny tiny eyes in them. I know you can't see them, and I don't think I can even get it to where you can see it or focus it. But they're very small needles as far as roundness in them, and they're great. And they go into this thread really good. They go on with it. I mean, since they're waxed, they just slide right up in there, and you're able to pull them on through. Now, this is what I do, because I don't like the knots anymore, or the fold back. I'm going to use a piece of scrap. There's a piece in here. When you stick it through, you're supposed to, because they're webbed, you should be able to come through here like this and stick it back in here, and I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to cut it off. Okay, that's real bulky going through this leather in that small hole to me. So what I do, let me pull this off, because I that's another fight for my fingers, and when you hand sew, I really don't want to fight that at all. So what I do is I just, it's a little bit of, yeah, I really don't want to do that sometimes, but it's a lot better. I just take it and fold it over like this, and I don't have a knot, and it goes right through the leather hose a lot more easily than you're fighting it. Fighting, I don't want to do. I don't have time for that. But the needles made all the difference in the world than buying. Trust me, I fought wanting to spend for the needles down at Tandy. I think they were over $10 for so many. But I have not been. I've only used 2 in about 2 months, and that's all I've used from their needles. Let me come back and I'll change up some stuff. Okay, I'm gonna say a little bit about rollers and things to use for measure. I was having a hard time going around the corners to round off the edges for something. It could be anything, and I was having a hard time. So when I was down at Tandy, they had this, and I think you can find these on Amazon. I found this at Tandy, and then I found this at Tandy in case you need to make circles or some kind of curves. I don't work for them, and I just use their products. And so I use this, and then to cut my leather, because being in a business, I look at it the way you have to save material, and you cut it to what you need, and don't overcut and have to throw back pieces that you've overcut it. Now what are you going to do with it? You got to figure out. But this, you can make a straight line and you can line it up, and if you need this much, you cut it off and you get some straight lines with your blade. You can just come right here and it's done. I've not lost anything. I understand the other people that use those presses, that die cuts, and they do that. I totally understand that, but I'm on a budget. This is my budget. And I bought my blades for this big one because I didn't realize the big ones and the little ones have different size blades until after I bought for the big one. So it's highly recommended, and I highly recommend it, that every job you're going to start making something to sell or gift, start with a new blade. You will not regret it. They dull very fast. I don't remember how much I paid, but I think for 150 blades for that one was just very inexpensive. And this from doing quilts. A lot of my rulers I have from quilting and sewing, so they came. A lot of the stuff I have crossover. Plus I have bigger long ones that if I need longer cuts on bigger cuts of leather, I can make sure I can get my inches or work down through there with the inches I need. So I'm very productive, and I can get it straighter, and I'm saving money to make money. So I'll be right back again. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to talk about punches, the do's and don'ts that I found out. Since I had a hard time my first round with these, I went to, well, we have nails everywhere, so I went looking for nails. The only thing bad about this nail, and whatever kind of nail it is, I don't remember, but it has some pointed, there's a point or edge sticking out on this side and this side only, so it splits the leather like that, and that doesn't look good. So that's a no-no. I got these at Harbor Freight. There's like four, somewhere around 4 in a package. I love this thing. I use it all the time. I've even used these because I wanted a certain look, the way the thread would lay from the punched holes. So I've used this to mark the spots, and then I would take this and either push it through the leather or hammer it in and bring it out. The only problem is that it wasn't cutting it, it was punching it. And like these will cut it and they'll hold their shape. This would not hold its shape, so I fought the needle. That was another reason I was fighting the needle. But I also used this with doing edge. I use it for the edge coat. It just works for me. But the way to clean, this is really hard to get off your hands, any surfaces. Some surfaces you're not going to get it off. It's just, I'm sorry. I make sure my place is covered with anything and everything, and I make sure the lids are back on stuff because I don't want it to dump out. But the only thing I have found to clean this edge coat off my hands is alcohol. This is 50%. It wipes it clean off of this. It gets it off my hands, but it's still a little bit there. But it will clean this off. I've had no trouble cleaning it off. I'll put it like that. Can't guarantee everybody else, but me, it's cleaned it off the metal, and I've used this number of times doing the edge of something. So this has been a great help and a great cleanup. Can't guarantee what this is going to clean up on everything, but it will clean up. This is great for varnishing the edges after you get everything done. It's really pretty and it makes a very pretty shot. It is, there's some things I stay frugal on, but this I stretched and got these good things because I knew I was going to need it. So this has been a very good product. A lot of people use this and you see it in a lot of videos. Another tip about these blades, I throw mine in a water bottle or something to put it in my trash can so that others are protected if they're taking out the trash or you're putting your hands for some reason down in the trash. So I put them in a plastic bottle with a lid on it to help dispense that. Like they do Sharpies in the doctor's office. They're trying to keep people safe. So, all right, I'll be back with something different. Okay, I found out from using this glue, which is a contact glue, cement, and it's really is good. But if you don't let it dry long enough on your leather layers, yes, the thread, sometimes you can't notice it depending on the thread, but it will make a color on it. And I had to stop doing that. I had to start letting the glue set because I was too excited because I wanted to finish something. So yeah, I got a little hurry because since I have been in the fabric business and I've done all kinds of making of stuff, I just started making my own patterns and finding my own things to make with the leather, and it is just so neat. I get just too excited and I don't let this glue, and I'm not sure about other glues how it reacts, but I know this one will rub off on your thread because you know you go through a lot of stitching hoes, hand stitching all the way around an item, so you're going through a lot of glue that's wet, so you're getting that glue that's still, that residue that's not probably dried, with some leather on it and probably some of the coloring from the leather that's getting on your thread. And the last thing you want your thread to do is look bad on a product. Since then, like I said, I've stopped doing that. That's my no-no. Let the glue dry, let it work, then finish sewing. Clamp it up with something and let it dry, and then come back and then sew it so it is ready to go and the product will look amazing, and that's what we're all looking for. I'll be right back again. Okay, my no-nos on these. These are ribbits, these are snaps, and that's a ribbit. I was using these two I was using this one at first, and it was just bluntly destroying these. You just couldn't, it's not heavy, it's just too much with your swing. This one, this little mallet, has turned out to be a little bit better. It's a little bit more ginger, so when you're hitting it, it's not getting such a heavy impact, because this will tell you that it's so many pounds on it, and that that's what you're hitting with. And like I said, I lightened it a little bit by taking this off, because I kept trying to use the rubber end, and I just took it off. I just, but it will make them, this one turned out okay, but these slid, because number one, I was using the wrong thing, and number two, the leather wasn't thick enough. It wasn't thick enough, and these are not, to me, I'm not going to say where I bought them, but I won't go buy them there again. I think some of it has to do with the quality, and I also was told as a tip that if some of this stuff, which we figured it out on our own, but then a very professional told me in the leather business that you can take these, and on the ends, show you, open one up. You can take a sander or something, and you can sand this post down, the part that's going to be, I don't know how to get it to where you can see it, but you can sand this down, this little piece here, sand it down, and just be careful how far you're going, and you might not have this mistake where it slid, or all of them just not, they're not meeting up right, like this for thickness. It will help that. I found that so far I haven't used anybody else's quality besides this place I won't mention, but I like Tandy's. They're really good. I like theirs, and the man over there showed me how to properly put these on, and I was so thankful. So these at Tandy's pretty good, but I won't mention the bad product where I got that. I don't want to give them no bad on them. So that's my suggestion on this. I'm going to do another video, and it's going to be on everything I made, and I made the patterns for everything. I came up with everything. There was nobody to look to. I just started cutting on leather and making it fit, and I'm going to share that with you next. If you have any questions, please ask. I know I'm new, but newbies got to stand together and work together and talk together. So if there's something you need to know, if I don't know it, I'll apologize, but ask a professional. Ask one of these people on YouTube that you're seeing it. And if they don't answer you and you don't get the right answer, maybe you can call Tandy and ask a professional. Maybe you can call somebody else at one of these stores, and somebody might just gift you with the answer you're looking for, so that you're not lost and sitting there. Because I never thought about doing that very much, but when I met the lady down in the store I've been going to in Little Rock, she is super sweet. I do not remember her name, but she is super sweet, and she was so very helpful. But anyway, I will be back with another whole video to show my products and what I have done so far. Thanks. Please like, subscribe, and let us know what you think about our videos. Thank you.